Class is in session. Have to do a new intro for you guys just to shake things up a little bit, but welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. No, I'm not a real pianist, but I do have a piano here in my apartment. Now today, we are going to talk about monopoly. Now, what does monopoly have to do with the current economy? Well, in my opinion, everything. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. It helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses. So, let's begin. PPP, the CARES Act. The list keeps on going on. But at the end of the day, debt does not equal revenue. Small businesses whose lights are on pretty much because the government will keep those checks coming in. Once those checks dry up, we're going to have a problem. And you know who's going to benefit from this? FANG companies. That's right. And honestly, for a long time, these companies have eschewed any talk of monopoly. Sometimes they point to various industries that they're involved in and point and say like, hey, look, those are our competitors over there. But when you think of a company like Google, they may point to other advertising hubs. But honestly, when you think about Google, do you really think it's only an advertising hub? It's a search engine. And how many search engines are really even around anymore? And if you think about it, this crisis is almost a godsend for many of these FANG companies because many are seeing increased revenues, not decreased revenues like many Main Street businesses are seeing. I mean, in fact, check this out. This comes from the New York Times, and I know what you guys might be thinking, but don't worry. I'm a pretty independent person. I don't look at any side of the political debate as far as, what I'll get my news source from. I tend to look at what is being said, and if I agree with it, I will share it. But here is, a bit from this article. Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft are aggressively placing new bets as the crisis has made them near essential services, with people turning to them to shop online, entertain themselves, and stay in touch with loved ones. The skyrocketing use has given the companies new fuel to invest as other companies or industries retrench. The expansion is unfolding as lawmakers and regulators in Washington and Europe are sounding the alarm over the tech giants' concentration of power and how that may have hurt competitors and led to other issues such as spreading disinformation. This week, European Union officials were preparing antitrust charges against Amazon for using its e-commerce dominance to box out smaller rivals, while Britain began an inquiry into Facebook's purchase of the GIF company. Some of the tech behemoths have made little secret of their intention to forge ahead in a recession that has put more than 44 million Americans out of work and that officials warn will be protracted. Here is a picture of Mark Zuckerberg smiling from ear to ear. And here's actually a quote from Mark. I've always believed that in times of economic downturn, the right thing to do is to keep investing in building the future. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's chief executive, said in an investor call last month. When the world changes quickly, people have new needs, and that means there are more new things to build. In doubling down on growth in a time of economic pain, the largest tech companies are continuing a pattern. In previous recessions, those that invested while the economy was at its most vulnerable often emerged stronger. I guess we're kind of doing that same thing right now when it comes to gold and silver. Continuing. In the 1990s, IBM used a recession to reorient itself from a hardware company into a software and services company. Google and Facebook both rose out of the dot-com bust about 20 years ago. So essentially, we will continue to see more money pumped into the system to stave off the inevitable. We will continue to see economic contraction before we see the inevitable. What is the inevitable, you may be asking yourself right now? Why does Black Bullion keep saying inevitable? Well, it's pretty much this. If you are a business and do not have a digital presence or any kind of potential for digital viability, you are on the chopping block. And it's a scary thought, but as this disease continues, people will continue to retreat from Main Street and get their services from tech, as this article outlined. So let me know what you guys think about all of this concentration of essentially market dominance from our tech overlords. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. Please give it a like. Please subscribe. It's Black Bullion.